You're listening to The Nonprofit Boost, where Double the Donation and industry leaders share practical tips to help you grow revenue and boost corporate fundraising at your nonprofit. Hi, I'm Immaculate, your host for today's episode. Let's get into it. Today, we'll be talking about boosting payroll donations at your nonprofit. Ever feel like payroll giving is just another checkbox on your nonprofit's list? Something you mention a few times a year but never really gets the needle moving? You're not alone. Hey, I'm Immaculate, your host for Double Donation Podcast. Today we're going to dive into 5 real-world strategies that go beyond generic reminders or endless forms, so you can actually increase payroll donations at your nonprofit, drive impact all year long, and keep supporters engaged even when your big campaign is over. If you've ever wondered how other nonprofits get those passive gifts running like clockwork, you're in the right place. I'll share creative ideas that work for organizations of every size, plus a few examples you might want to borrow for your own playbook. Ready to give purpose to every paycheck? Let's get into it. Here's the first big shift. Treat payroll giving like a feature, not an afterthought. Let's look at an organization doing this right. Pets for Patriots. They make workplace giving easy to find right in the main menu of their website. And it's not buried under 3 subtabs either. Visitors land on a clear page with 3 giving options: payroll, public employee programs, and matching gifts, all broken out. And when you click through, you get details and direct action steps. So why does this work? Because people need to see the opportunity. If payroll giving is hard to find, it gets skipped. But if it's front and center, it says, hey, I'm important, I'm easy, and you belong here. The takeaway? Don't make your best giving options a scavenger hunt. Place them where your supporters already go. Here's a secret. Most people want to help, but they don't want another complicated form in their life. Pets for Patriots nails this with a payroll giving plugin. Specifically, they use Double the Donation, which lets folks check if their employer offers a payroll giving program, and start the process in minutes, right from the landing page. Why is this so smart? Because the less time between I'm interested and I signed up, the higher the results. Tech isn't just nice, it's necessary. Of course, if you don't have a payroll plugin tool like this, even a simple list of local employers that offer payroll giving programs can help. The key is showing how easy it is. So, whenever possible, let tech do the heavy lifting. The easier it is to sign up, the more people will say yes. Let's talk about the American Liver Foundation. Every year, their charity runs bring in a tidal wave of matching gifts. But here's where it gets interesting. They notice that their donors skip a year, or life just gets busy. But instead of letting these connections fade, the foundation keeps in touch with carefully timed reminders about payroll giving and volunteer grants. They use technology like Double the Donation to send these nudges, reminding folks that there's other ways to support, even in between events. Why does this work? Because it doesn't let the momentum drop off once the race is over. You meet people where they are when they're most open to it. Don't just focus on campaign season. Payroll giving is a year-round opportunity. So make it part of how you stay connected. Also, it's not just about emails. Take North Star Reach, for example. They started to use LinkedIn to get the word out about payroll giving. Their posts break it down simply. Here's how payroll giving works, here's why it matters, and here's why it's easy. And it's not just on their official account. Team members at organizations like Best Friends Animal Society are sharing the posts, tagging companies, and explaining the impact. Peer-to-peer trust is powerful. If someone sees a friend, coworker, or peer talking about payroll giving in their own words, it feels more real, and people pay attention to content that shows up on their own feed when scrolling after work. So don't underestimate the ripple effect when your team and fans advocate publicly, not just behind the scenes. Lastly, connect emotion with action. Show donors what their paychecks achieve. One thing Pets for Patriots really gets right is they tie payroll giving to tangible outcomes. Their pitch isn't support us, but give purpose to every paycheck, with clear examples of how contributions are helping veterans, families, and shelter pets. People want to feel their money means something, especially when it's out of sight, out of mind monthly giving. This is crucial because automatic payroll giving can feel invisible. It's your job to make the results visible. Share the impact stories and help every donor remember that they're making something possible, paycheck to paycheck. Donors don't just want to give, they want to belong. Show them what they're part of every time you communicate. You know, here's something I noticed. Most nonprofits treat payroll giving like a technicality, something to mention once a year and then move on. But the ones who win here treat it as a part of their culture. It's not just software, it's storytelling and stewardship. If you think of payroll giving as just a form, it'll never take off. But if you see it as a relationship that can spark new supporters and deepen loyalty, you'll start spotting creative ways to nurture it everywhere, from your website to your events to your staff's own network. And let's be honest, in a world of one-click subscriptions and set it and forget it everything, making payroll giving simple, personal, and visible puts you exactly where your donors already are. And that's gold. All right, here's our lightning recap. 1. Make payroll giving visible and easy to find. 2. Use technology to cut the friction. 3. Keep it top of mind even after big events. 4. Go social. Your team's voice carries weight. 5. Always connect to a purpose. Now, here's my challenge to you. Pick one strategy from today's episode. Where could you add something, make it easier, or tell your story better? Just try it once this week, and you might be surprised by the responses you get. Thank you for listening to the Nonprofit Boost by Double the Donation. If you're ready to turn what you learned into impact, here's your next steps. Visit doublethedonation.com to explore the tools and strategies that schools and nonprofits use to unlock more revenue through corporate fundraising. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your team and peers.